Okay, time to confess. Mushoku Tensei, or as one of my friends like to say, the perverted baby anime, is very good. For a long time, I've been saying that it's very good. It's constantly grasped me in there and kept me there. The animation is absolutely stellar, and everyone's been just blowing up about it. And yeah, I agree with most of it. It's excellently produced. It is phenomenal in its sound design, absurd in its art direction, and supreme in its pacing. But also, it doesn't have any concepts that makes it super unique like some other isekais. So for a long time, I've just said that this is extremely polished and good. But the ideas just weren't there enough for me to consider this a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Now, I've been following the second core from a week-to-week basis, and at this point, I have no doubt that this is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Consistently, for the past 2 weeks, at the end, it has managed to make me cry, and make me realize that, wait a minute, I'm watching television. And also, that was 23 minutes gone in what felt like less than a minute. It's so incredibly engrossing, and I realize that it's been that way for all of it so far. But I just thought that it might have been a fluke. I've seen many singular episodes or chunks of a series that felt like that. A good amount of Re:Zero to me felt like that. But this show has managed to pull that off week after week so consistently for, what is it, now like 18 episodes in a row? And at some point, I need to just put my foot down and say that that isn't a fluke. This show is doing something that isn't done in this industry. And this last episode was the tipping point. It's what made me realize that this show is actually phenomenal. First of all, if you haven't watched Mushoku Tensei yet, please do so. This show is so amazing. First of all, just on a little note, this show's OPs blend seamlessly into its actual plot. So it's literally an unskippable OP, as just these beautiful settings flash before you that is setting up the scenario and locations for this episode that you're on. It's just amazing. And sometimes there's even these unique little stories that happens each time. TLDR, the OP is unique every episode, and that's something that I just don't see. It's rare that an OP adds to the actual show. Sure, they might be bangers, but a lot of them disrupt the flow of the episode. That's a good reason to skip OPs, and a lot of people do that. But this show has unskippable OPs, and it's so good. Anyways, without further ado, I'm going to be spoiling episode 18 of Mushoku Tensei in order to prove my point of why the show is just phenomenal. First of all, this episode just starts off with Paul and Rudy's final reconciliation between this father and son, this whole build-up that we've been having for the last 2 episodes. And it's such an emotional crescendo that this episode just begins on. Little did you know, you'll be getting another one in less than 20 minutes. And then you get the beautiful scenes of Rudy and his squad on the ship. And my goodness, some of these shots look phenomenal. Straight up Disney movie quality things as television. That's just, it blows my mind. And the sound design is also just S tier, with the boats rocking, the winds howling, the water dripping. It's so immersive. And then you just get this whole real-ass conversation about what Roxy's been doing. You get her conversation with Horsebro here, and how she figures out where Rudy's been, and what Rudy's been up to. And afterwards, that just transitions smoothly about Roxy and her parents, which is going to be the main focal point of this episode. As Roxy wanders through her village, you get the first sense of why she hates it. She first tells you that you hate it, but it makes you realize why she hates it, by demonstrating her inability to use telepathy. It was brought up in the previous conversation, but here it's accentuated. This feeling of Roxy being in a glass box, and these people using telepathy just tapping on it, that sound effect, these tears and little dents in the screen every time that visualizes this effect. God, it's amazing. She tries to help them, she tries to help the kids, she tries to connect, but she can't understand them. And forever she feels like a foreigner in her own town. And then you just get Roxy's parents, some of the best people that I've ever seen. These parents taught themselves an entire new language just so they can teach their daughter to communicate. That's amazing. And when she ran away and when she even came back and was like, oh, I might see you in 20 or 30 years, that was gut-wrenching. But they didn't want to show it. They loved her, and whatever she thought was best, they wanted to support it. But they're still people. It hurts, and it shows. God, the voice acting, the music, the dialogue, it's so amazing. And then when they finally connect, when they finally reach through to each other, oh man, I'm sobbing with them. I can't believe this. The word imagery, sensory detail, these languages often used in literature, this is what it is. This is what it's all about. Like, I imagine some of the novel readers reading, and this is what they picture in their head. Except it's communicated in such vivid, immaculate detail. It's phenomenal. Seriously, this is a light novel adaptation done superb. And it took me this long to realize it, but finally, at last, I realize it. So, yeah, Mushoku Tensei is a 10 out of 10. I don't know what else to say. I probably didn't do it justice by using all my flowering language, but please give this show a shot. It is probably the best show that has come out this year. And I know that is a huge thing to say, considering so many top-notch shows came out this year. But this is phenomenal. It's the beginning of something. And even just this beginning little bit is giving me the taste of how amazing it will be as it continues on. This is the level of passion that I just don't see anywhere else. This is probably one of the best shows of the year.